Good morning. Welcome to TMI Socials, a new day to let you in on all of the trending gist right now surfacing on the social media space right here on TMI Socials. I am Akpor Stevens, your social media guide. So now let's quickly move over to the street of socials, as yesterday it was everywhere. Hashtag Rivers State came on board again as a former President Goodluck Jonathan has called for a truce in the Rivers State politics crisis, now asking Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor Nyesom Wike to work together. Jonathan made a call on Monday during the flag-off of the Trans-Kalabari Road in Obio, Akpor Local Government Area of the state, describing the political tension in Rivers State as worrisome. Outgoing governors and incoming governors must know that they work together for the collective interest of the citizens of the state, and this indeed is critical, he said. Moving over right now to Rivers State to hear him word for word.
From Rivers State, let me sincerely thank you. In fact, the paramount ruler, the king of Rumilumini said so, that I've been a part of this community. From 1983 till 1994, I was a part of this community when I was lecturing in Rivers State College of Education. So it's a big honor for me, and I have to sincerely thank the governor, members of his team in the government, and indeed the people of Rivers State for asking me to come and flag off this project, to come and associate with this historical project. It's a part, Kalabari area is a part of Rivers State that I'm quite used to. And when I was invited to come and flag off, I felt that it's only a person who has vision and who has a commitment to develop his people that can do this. So, Your Excellency, let me commend you for your vision and the courage to start this road project, because it's not going to be a tea party. If you must develop a nation or develop a region or a state, there are three critical elements. There are other things, can count as many as you can, but there are three critical elements.
So a whole lot of things were said, during the course of that wonderful of the construction, stuff that happened yesterday in Rivers State. But let's move over to how you've been reacting to this one on the social media streets. Now, Clinton Amechi says must work together. Did Wike work together with Amechi when he left office? Is Wike the president? As he left office, let him focus on Abuja things. That's what Amechi is saying right there this morning. Another thought on this one. Felix Chick says, Jonathan, day your day be cool. This is why and how you failed re-election. You trusted and worked with your enemies, thinking they were your friends and allies. Sim shouldn't surround himself with fair enemies. Wike should face his assignment in Abuja and allow Sim, do his job. Sim must not work with him. He must not, he's not more Rivers than other Rivers citizens. Wike remains a former governor, and a whole lot of things was also said in that particular one. Moving over to another thought on the story. Let's see what the other thought has. Radiant is saying, I love Goodluck Jonathan, the best president ever, a peace-loving man. And one more thought on this. This guy says, we can all see why Jonathan was Jonathan. People who can say the truth in any matter cannot be the best leader. You don't use diplomacy in certain matters where truth is required. Well, away from that now to some legal issues, as yesterday, the leader of the proscribed Indigenous Peoples of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has faulted his trial, claiming it is illegal. So Kanu spoke yesterday after a proceeding to determine his bail request at the Federal High Court in Abuja, insisting that no Nigerian court can try him. Take a listen.
Prohibition and Prevention Act says I cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. I can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person. Is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial. Is not done anywhere in the world. I have it in my case. Nobody has, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. I believe it.
It's how he was confidently stating all of that you cannot try him. He is above this illegality, and a whole lot of things been said in that particular video that went viral on social media. But just to let you know that yesterday, after all of the trial and everything, he wasn't granted bail, and of course the case has been adjourned again. Let's see how you've been reacting to this one. This guy says Nnamdi Kanu takes this "no grief for anybody" slogan seriously. Okay, another thought says he can't be released. He's gonna divide Nigeria, so let him enjoy inside the cell. Yay. Now, Ego Yibo says, very brave and intelligent. That's why they are scared to release him. Lion of Igbo land. Hashtag free Nnamdi. One more thought on this story. DJ Moneymore says, fact 100%. Any accused person arrested in another country with extradition treaty must undergo an extradition inquiry hearing before he or she can be extradited. In his case, he was kidnapped and flew to Nigeria with proper extradition proceeding. All right, of course, we'll see how things turn out, as regards this incident. Well, moving over to another one. I don't know, is it just me or Peter Obi's always trending on socials? I don't know how he does it, but he's doing it in the right way. So yesterday, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has said that the President Bola Tinubu-led Nigerian government is submerged in financial indiscipline, he says. So in a series of posts on X platform, formerly Twitter, yesterday, he blasted President Tinubu's government for budgeting 1 billion naira for construction of hostels in 12 tertiary institutions across the country, while it budgeted a sum of 6 billion naira for the National Assembly car parks. And of course, this sparked interesting conversations online. Let's see how netizens have been reacting. Now, this guy says the man who didn't start and finish any single classroom in his 8 years as governor. The heads of all the people who support this man needs to be examined. Oh, wow, 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 wow. And I'm still worrying right here, right now. Otumba says, coming from a man who could not build one school but chose brewery, we play too much here. Oh, you think so? Another thoughts. Red Devil says, Peter Obi is absolutely and obviously right. Spending 6 billion naira on car parks. At this rate, the cars will be living better than the students. And finally, on the story, Queen Bee is asking, does it make sense to anybody? Well, Queen Bee, if you ask me, I don't know, who would I ask, right? Well, away from that now, in another development, Nigeria's business mogul, Aliko Dangote, has decried difficulties faced by investors traveling across the African continent. Now, he bemoaned the stringent travel policy among African countries when he spoke recently at the Africa CEO Forum Annual Summit in Kigali, Rwanda. According to him, he needs different 35 visas on his Nigerian passport to travel within Africa. Listen to him.
Mr. Dangote, you have previously complained about the difficulty of traveling on a Nigerian passport across the continent. Has it become easier?
Even an hour ago, I complained to President Kagame.
At least you can come here visa-free.
No, here is the best example, but I told him that, yes, as an investor, as somebody who really wants to make Africa great, I have to now apply 35 different visas on my passport. And I told Mr. President, I said, Mr. President, I really don't have the time to go and be dropping my passports in embassies to get a visa. But you see, the most annoying thing is that, yes, if you are treating everybody the same, then I can understand. You know, I can assure you, Patrick doesn't need 35 visas. No, I said that. What I'm saying, you have...
You do not... You don't need 35 visas on a French passport compared to a Nigerian passport.
35 visas on French passport.
No.
But, you know, so which means you have a freer movement than myself in Africa.
Yeah. But you have, I remember that there are 3 countries, Uganda, Kenya, and Rwanda. You have 1 visa for the free when you are a tourist.
This is true.
I've done it. So it's good. So you can expand it. It's a question of will. But I think all what is moving on about community between Africa, it's up to the African leaders to decide, will be good for Africa.
Yes, but it will change. And what I keep saying, right now, our main job is to make sure the regional markets, they all work. Okay? Once they work, then we can now go to AFCTA. But the AFCTA also, we need to make sure that it...
Moving over to how you've been reacting to this one. On socials, this guy says, African put many restrictions on fellow Africans. We are our own worst enemy. Another thoughts on this? Okay, it is time to rewrite the script. Let's turn the page on visa restrictions and write a new chapter of unity and freedom across Africa. Oh, wow. Another thought still in this one. Nelson is reacting as saying, charity begins at home, my friend. We lack power supply in Nigeria. Our roads are bad. The healthcare is poor. Security is poor. Most Nigerians want to migrate. How do you attract investors? That's what that guy is asking this morning. And finally, on this story, Africa internal visa-free travel is more urgent now than ever. That's what this guy is saying there. And finally, as we get to wrap up this morning, Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has purchased about 41 exotic jeeps for the state assembly members at the cost of 68 million naira each. And of course, it was gathered that half of the vehicles are yet to be delivered by the contractor handling the supply of the vehicles. Let's just take one reaction to this story and we get to call it a wrap. And now this person says that money can be used to build a big plastic company that will create employment. That's what he is saying there this morning on this bit. Philip, what do you think?
Well, I think government should ensure a government that has been instituted by the people should ensure that they do the right thing.
Of course.
To my mind, my opinion though, anything that is done outside the people or that shows an impression that all is well, and then you know that the masses are not really doing well, it's bogus for government to embark on such.
Right.
It's unacceptable, and most especially when there are a whole lot of projects to be fixed by the government that have not been fixed.
So what would you say as regards what the former president said as regards the shenanigans happening in River State as we speak, saying they should call for a truce and get everything all settled?
Well, I don't think I got a grab of much of what you said in that regard, but I believe that a whole lot needs to be done. The Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, should focus on the Federal Capital Territory and not do anything that has to influence the politics in River State. I know there are a whole lot that emanated from the background of the story on how the governor became who he is, but just let some people be.
Let's let the poor breathe and let
Let
rivers stay free.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
Okay, so that's my bits this morning on TMI Socials. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.